Okay, and I will compare them. If I want to sort them in ascending order, then I will compare if A is less than B. If it is true, then I will pass at return 1 else 0. Okay, shift, and I will pass here my comparator function. See, my data is sorted in ascending order. What if I want to sort it in descending order? So I will just change the sign. I will compile it. See, the data is reversely sorted. So what my comparator function is doing? My comparator function is just giving a basis to the sort function. That how you have to sort the data. If just assume that these two elements are the two elements of the of your container, first two elements. Okay. Then what a function is doing, if A is greater than B, then it will returning one. That yeah, yes, you have to sort like this, like the elements uh, succeeding these elements, and succeeding any element, all the elements which will occur should have values less than uh, or equal to that element. Okay. According to that function, it will sort. So it's not necessary that you can sort only vector of integer or character or string, but you can also sort the value vector of your objects, your class object type. Okay, your class. So let's say uh, I am just committing it. Let's say you made just you made a vector of pairs. Here. So let's give some value 1, 3, 5, 3, 7, 1, 2. I want to sort the vector of pairs. Okay, vector of pairs. So for that, I need to write the comparator function. Okay, it will return int from my function name. And what will be the arguments? Can anyone tell me? Anyone? If I want to sort the vector of pairs, okay. So what will be the argument of this function? Comparator function. Okay. The argument will be the object type. Okay. The vector, the objects which vector is containing. Okay. So here it is containing the pair object type. Okay. So I will take two pair objects. A, B. So how I want to sort my data? I want to sort my data according to the second element of the pair. Okay, second element of pair like 3, 3, 1, 2, 8. I want to sort according to these elements. Okay, so I will check A dot second is less than B dot second. If it is true, then I return 1, else 0. I compile, oh shit, I haven't printed anything. So I will print B dot first. Second. See, my data is getting Sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm not sorting my data. I'll have to sort it. I'll pass the starting iterator, then and iterator, and then the comparator function. See, my data is getting sorted according to the second element of the pair 33128. So see 7192135388. This is a pair means first element, second element. First element, second element. Pair objects. So if I want to sort it according to the first element, just here I will write first. See 1578. Okay, it is sorted. So let's do a problem on sorting. So here is the problem. So what is the problem statement? You are given an array of unique numbers, okay? And you need to find the sum of index of each element when it is unsorted and sorted. So basically what you have to do, you are given 2713, in example, 2713, and the index of elements, or see, the index of 2 is 0, index of 7 is 1, index of 1 is 2, index of 3 is 3, and after sorting it becomes 1 2 3 7, and their index are index of 1 is 0, index of 2 is 1, index of 3 is 2, index of 7 is 3. So basically what we have to find that see, the index of 1 previously, and when it was unsorted, index of 1 was 2. So 2, and when it is sorted, the index of 1 is 0. So I have to print 2 plus 0 is equal to 2. So we have to do same for all the elements. So can anyone can suggest me any idea to solve it? It's a pretty easy problem. Okay, I'm solving. So what we'll do, we will at the time of taking input, I will store element and its index. Okay, and I will sort it, combine. Okay. So when the elements are sorted, we will have element corresponding to its previous index, and then we can sum the new index and the previous index to get the answer. So let's do it. Yes, we can. No, cut. So we have used pair. So now I want to show you how you can sort with user defined variables or user defined objects. Okay. So struct okay. So what you are doing, you will make a vector of the class name. Okay. And you will take an input cin and Mm, I am calling the constructor of vector n size, and I will assign 0. Maybe it's argument. Delete. So let's take an input CA and I will push v dot push that. What I will push? I will push the element and its index I. Complete. So I want to sort it. Sort my vector. V dot n. Here I will complete it. So let's make comparator function. It will take NDA. So element okay. It would we can it would be less than b dot a. Okay. Here I'll pass my comparator function. My array is sorted. My vector is sorted. So again I will run a loop. I less than and I will print I plus v dot b of I dot b. It was index. Yes, it was index. Okay. Yeah. What was our example input? Its size 4, 2, 7, 1, 2, 3, 2154, 2154. Same output is coming. So let's move on to the next topic. So binary search. Was it clear or any doubt? Anyone? Okay. So I'm proceeding. So binary search. Binary search is a searching technique where you can search any element, using which you can search any element in a login time. Okay. First, but the condition to apply the binary search is the array already be sorted. Okay. You can only apply in a sorted element, so get sorted data. And it is also called logarithmic search because it takes login time, big of login time to search any element. So let's understand the working of binary search. Let's say we have, yeah, anyone? Was it me speaking? Okay. Okay. So let's understand the working of binary search. Let's say we have given our data, sorted data 2, 5, 8, 12, 15, okay. So we have to sort. We have to find 23 in this array. So what we will do, we will calculate the middle index. Okay, middle index of this array. So what is the last index? 9. What is the starting index? 0. So what will be the middle index? 0 plus 9 by 2. Okay. So what will be 0 plus 9 by 2? It will be 4. So we will calculate the element at index 4 with 23. Okay. So when we compare it 23 and 16, what we find that 16 is less than 23. What it means? 16 is less than 23. What it indicates? It indicates that right, that all the elements which are which are left of the 16 will always be lesser or equal to 16. Okay. Any doubt? Because our data is already sorted. So before 16, all the elements will be either equal to or less than 16. But we have 23. So what we will do, we will consider the next half of the array. We will not consider this now because we know that 23 cannot lie here because our data is sorted already. So now we will we will consider this portion only. This portion only. 23, 38, 56, 72, and 91. So we have leftmost index 5, rightmost index 9. So again what we will do, we will calculate the middle index. Okay, how we will calculate? 9 plus 5 by 2. Okay, so 9 plus 5 by 2, what is this? It is 14. 14 by 2 is 7. So we will calculate the element at index 7 with 23. So 56 is greater than 23. So we know that right side of 56 will the elements which lie right side of 56 will be either 56 or greater than that. So we don't want that. We want 23, which is less than 56. So we know that 23 will lie left to the 56. Okay. So we have now 5 and 6 only. L is equal to 5 and 6 only. So we will consider these two only. So again we will find the middle index. How? 6 plus 5 by 2. So 6 plus 5 by 2 will give us 5. Okay. So again we will compare 23. So 23 equal to 23. So we found 23 in our list and we will return its index. Okay. So how many iterations we have to perform or recursive call? Anything? So first time here when you are calling the function from your main function. Okay. Then second time here, third time here, and the fourth time you got the answer. Okay, you will get the answer. So if you will use linear search, then you will have to do? You have to go from here to here to here, here, here. Then you will find 23. Okay, so the time complexity of linear search is big of n, and time complexity of binary search is big of log n. So let's see the implementation of binary search. Okay. Leave it. So vector of int equal to let's say, okay, keep this element only. What we have 2, 5, 8, 12, 16, 23, 56, 72, and 91. simply a vector sorted array. So I need to write a binary on my function that will return an integer and name and it is binary search. Okay, what it will take? It will take vector and it will take left most index and it will take right most index and it will take the key value which we will search in the vector. So first we will check. First, what we will do? We will calculate the middle index. Okay, in n, which will be equal to L plus R by 2, and then we will check if V of m is equal to key. If it happens, so simply we will return what? Index m. So, and again if L is equal to R, so we will return my. So why I am taking this condition? Wait, I am telling. See, let's say we have 24 instead of 23. So in this iteration, in this call, here is 23. So again, we will compare it with 24. If we have to search 24, okay, we will compare it with 24. So 23 is less than 24. So what? We then 24, possibly 24 will be right of it. So we have left only one element at the right of 23, 28. So when we will compare with 23, 28, okay, first what we have to do? We have to calculate the middlemost index. So what will be 6 plus 6 by 2? It will be 6 only. Okay, L is equal to R. Means our left and right both the indexes will be equal. And again we will compare will this value equal to 24. So it's not equal. Then we will return simply -1. That was the idea. Okay, so I am writing when L is equal to R, and before it this condition will be checked. Okay, then this will be checked. If it satisfies, then it will return the -1. Else if V of m is greater than key, so what we will have to do? We will return binaries V VM means my middle data is greater than key. See. See, this data is greater than key. So what which part of the array we have to consider? We'll have to consider this part of the array. Okay, from 0 to this, from left to middle, middle -1. Okay, for this only this part. So what will I do? I will put in place of L will be same, and in the place of right I will pass m -1. Okay. And then simply key. So what is it is doing? It is again calling the function, and in the place of L, it is passing same because VM greater than key means key will lie left of uh, the index m. So L and m -1 will be passed. Okay. Else, what else means if VM is greater than VM is less than or equal to key, then we will return binary search of b comma but m plus 1 and r and key. Why? Because if VM is less than key means where key will lie, my key will lie right of the array, right of that, right of means right of middle index, means from m plus 1 to r. Same I did here. Okay. So my bind state function is complete. So let's try to use it. See out. I'm passing my vector leftmost index. What will be the rightmost index? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. 8. My key 23. That's 23. So I can't find it. See, it's returning the index. Index of 23. See, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Let's pass here 24, which is not present in our vector. See, it is returning minus 1. Means 24 is not present in our vector. So let's return to our slide. Okay. So now let's talk about the iterators in C++. What are iterators? Iterators are the object pointers. Means these operators point to the specific object in the container. Okay. So I will talk about the vector iterators as we will consider we will in future we talk about when we will talk about map sets and other data sets, other containers. Then we will talk about the iterators of them also. Okay, so here I am only talking about vector iterators. So what is random access iterators? Random access iterators are the iterators which can be used to access any element from the vector randomly. Okay, you need not to go from the beginning of the vector to the desired location or desired element. You can directly access any element using these iterators. They are so helpful and powerful also. They are used for multipass algorithm. What is multipass algorithm? So multipass algorithm in which you need to access the you need to iterate over the container so more than once, okay, to for read and write purpose. So these iterators can be used to access to iterate through the container more than once. So they are helpful. So now let's talk about the iterators in this vector. So the iterator of this will be IT. See, why I am using this namespace vector int colon iterator ID? Because whenever you will use any container, then you have to for using its iterator, you have to give two columns, then iterator, then iterator name. Because the iterator name is same, but but the property function of all the iterators are different for a different container. So they are wrapped in different namespaces. Just like you can also check making your own namespace and same function inside that namespace. So for IP is equal to b dot begin. What this will do? B dot begin will return the iterator which will point to the starting element of the vector. So IT not equal to B dot end IT plus plus. So what is this? This is object pointer. Okay. So pointer, it is pointer. So we need to dereference it. So cout star of IT enter. Enter. See, all the data are getting printed. Since IT is IT v dot begin is returning object pointer, So this we need to dereference it in order to get the value at this pointer, at this address. Okay, and also you can iterate our vector. So there are many ways to iterate our vector. So just like you can do int I colon b, it will see iterate over the vector, and for corresponding element, corresponding indexes, the element of vector will be stored in I. So okay, I will print it and then I will take it out. See, same data. How it's working when the loop is iterating then then the element at index 0 is stored in I. Okay, simply it's working like this. And also you can use the auto keyword. Okay, auto I1. Mm, see, you can also use the okay. It will also give the same answer. And you can also iterate. Yeah, what is auto keyword? Auto keyword in C++. This if you will give auto like okay, auto I. This I has no yeah, when this I has no data type initially. When you will assign it to some value like 4. Okay, so what it's here, what is happening that the data type of 4, matlab, what is the data type 4? Is int. So now the data type of I is integer. Okay, and after that you cannot change the data type of I. It's assigned when it is first assigned, then it will be same throughout the code. Okay, so they are iterators. So now let's talk about vectors. Hmm, how can I explain it? Vector. Vectors are dynamic arrays. So when I am talking about vectors, so their properties will be same as the dynamic arrays, as their vectors are dynamic arrays only. They can grow as well as shrink during the runtime. This is the very crucial property of the vector. Okay, they can grow as well as shrink during the runtime. Like when you are coding and iterating through the loop, then at that time also you can shrink the size of vector or increase the size of vector. And vector elements are placed in contiguous memory, just like array, just like arrays, they are placed in contiguous memories one by one. You can place them using indexes also. That's the help of that's because they are they are stored in contiguous memory. So over the whole, if we get the address of first element, then we can iterate through all the vectors. Okay, so these are this is the syntax vector object type. Inside these two angular bracket, we have to pass any object type, not necessarily integer or int or string or char or anything. You can pass your own. You can pass your own object, user-defined object or classes, user-defined classes also. Okay, and here vector name. So here are some examples. So there are some methods of vector puts back. What this method is, it inserts the object which you pass here at the end of the vector. Okay, its time complexity big of f1 constant time, and popback also it deletes the object from the end of the vector. Time complexity is same big of 1, and insert. What insert method does? It takes the iterator. Okay. What iterator means? Any iterator will point to any element. Okay. And the object. What does it? Just places the object just before the iterator. Okay. Just before the element pointed by this iterator. So time complexity of insert function is big of n. Can anyone tell why its complexity is big of n? Anyone? Okay. It's because in insert function, if you want to add any object in the desired position, then you have to shift all the objects succeeding it one index further. Okay, that's why you need to iterate through the vector once. Okay, then that's why its complexity big of n. And clear function clears the whole vector, deletes all the objects in the vector. Its time complexity is also big of n. Why n? Because it will pop back all the elements one by one. So it's big of n. It is uh, it is function. It takes iterator. Okay. It also has overloaded function. It is iterator and it deletes a particular object pointed by the iterator. Its time complexity big of n square because the iterator which has passed here the element, it will be compared to all the elements before deleting. So if the object is matched, then that object will be deleted. So its the complexity big of n square. So I am showing all the methods of vectors. So here is the vector constructor of this vector. This is constructor vector. Like if you want to initialize vector with 7 size and 0 values, means at all the indexes the value of a vector it will be 0. So let's print this vector. Zero, zero, zero means my vector is initialized with size 7 and value 0. So I giving some value in the vector. Then 18, okay, four values. So again I am 18. Then I'm pushing back, the elements are stored just after the last element. See 23 here, 12, 16, 18. And when I will see I pop, pop back. What it will do? It will just delete 18. 18 will no more be there. See, 18 is deleted. Now I will use which let's this method. This will give the last element of the vector. If 16 is very critical because 16 is the last element. So v dot size will be the size of the vector. So what insert? Okay. So let's insert. Okay. So IT is equal to p dot begin. My directory initially is pointing to the first element of the vector, and I want to advance it. I want this iterator to point 16 to point to point 23. Okay, so how much I will advance this iterator? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 id comma int. It's giving 12. Okay, 12. Yeah. So I want to insert 19 before 12. 19 before 12. So I will write v dot insert IT comma 19, and I will print out the vector. The 19 is inserted before 12. So let's discuss one problem using vectors. So the problem statement you are given array of numbers and you need to find out of algorithm. So example output will be 1, 3, 2, 1, 6, 3. Okay. So the count of 1 will be what? 2. Count of 3 will be 2. Count of 2 will be 2. And count of 6 will also be 2. So we will implement it. So I have called with constructor of the vector, and then what I will do, I will take input in the vector, new vector. So equal to 0, I less than n, begin vector I. and then we'll calculate the maximum value in this vector. Equal to 0. So if max is less than b of I, then max is equal to b of I. Okay. We got the maximum value. So again, what we will do, we will make a vector v1 and we initialize it maximum 0. So and I will iterate through the vector and I will see of I plus plus. Okay. The 4 is 0 I less I plus plus. If v1 of I is equal to 0, then just I will continue and see out v of I v1 of v of I. So let's delete first argument 1. No, sorry, first size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 1, 3, 2, 1, 6, 2, 3, 6. Okay, next plus 1. 8, 1, 3, 2, 1, 6, 2, 3, 6. Let's see indentation fault. Oh, sorry. Okay. To an okay. It's of I equal to 0. So with this, I'm ending my session. Thank you everyone.